Toastmaster, friends, and Tina. Tina met her objective today. She took an idea and elaborated on it and gave us the logic why we should look out for the customer. Her speech was all around giving us tips to lock the customer in. She gave us practical tips to keep the customer with us. And they dealt mainly with the telephone and directions. I also liked the way that you chose the topic that's relevant to all of us here today. We're all struggling for customers, so it's an appropriate topic. And the other thing I admired about your speech was your opening. Remember the Maine, remember Pearl Harbor. I mean, great stuff. But just one suggestion on that I'd recommend. Choose only one of them, not two. Make one point and then it's much easier to remember and to build upon. The other point I'd like to suggest from the point of strengthening your speech, you seem to rush it for a start. You went through and gave your opening and then talked about remembering the customer, and then you switched immediately to the stock market. What I noticed in your presentation is that you need to pause before you move on to the next point. And one suggestion with that is actually to turn your body to another part of the audience, and that will allow you the time to pause and move on to it. And that builds on to the next point I'd suggest. In giving a technical presentation, reach out into the audience. For example, you said, one lost customer, you need 5 to 7 new ones. We have business people here. Reach to them. Robert or Ray will tell you that one lost customer will give you, you need 5 to 7 new ones, sort of thing. It's that type of thing. And throughout any technical speech, if you can draw people in, whether they know it or not, but draw them in, you draw much more closely to them. I'd just like to end by saying what I loved most about your speech today, having heard you many times, was your humor. I didn't realize you had some of it bubbling underneath the surface there. No, you gave us the one about the mowing the lawns and all sorts of things like that, and how the grass was greener. But of course your classic was about, those who have smartphones. I have a phone that calls in and calls out. Thank you.